Good evening again, everybody. It is Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. It is time for another instalment of Bite-Size Leeds. That's right, all the latest goings on in the wonderful world of Leeds United Football Club. Just before we get into it, as always, please smash that like button. Really does help me out. It helps get the video out there and get more eyes on the channel. Please subscribe if you're brand new as well. As I always say, we're on the road to 3,000. If you could do me a solid, hit that subscribe button. It is free and it'll really help me out. Hit that notification bell so that you're aware of when I'm uploading and going live. And of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And just give your thoughts on, the topics that we go through on this evening's installment. So what's been happening today then? Let's get into the main story that has broken today regarding the director of football hunt. Stuart Webber, the Norwich City director of football, has announced that he will be stepping down as director of football of Norwich City after being at the club for 6 years. Obviously, this is amid reports that he's currently in talks to take over as the Leeds United director of football. Obviously, he did advise back in March that he would be leaving Norwich City as their director of football, but he has a year's notice period to be worked, but he can be bought out of his contract early, which is making me think, and probably a lot of you think, that Leeds United are probably going to buy him out of his contract to get him in at Ellen Road. Now, this is obviously quite an interesting and an intriguing development in the search for a director of football. Obviously, there was the guy at Middlesbrough that got linked with us as well. But I think Stuart Webber, obviously being a Leeds United fan himself, will probably dream of being the director of football of Leeds. And, hopefully, if he is appointed our new director of football, he has an idea of how he would like to take the club forward, an idea on players that he would potentially want to bring in. We could maybe poach some of Norwich's best players and things like that. But obviously, he is more famous for coming out with the comment about women's football, saying that it wasn't his thing and all that jazz, which is fair enough if that is his opinion. But, I feel like the opinion that everybody had of Victor Orta is that he spoke too much, and that he was always in the news one way or another. It would be nice to have a director of football that isn't as much in the news and just keeps his mouth shut. I think if we get Stuart Webber, I don't think that'll be 100% the case. I don't think he'll be as bad as Victor Orta, hopefully. But it is what it is, guys. At the end of the day, it's been the name that's been linked for a while now. And given this update today, it all but confirms it for me that he will be coming to Leeds United in the very near future. But obviously, in terms of transfers, obviously the transfer window opens tomorrow. A director of football is not overly important for being able to sign players. It's more important about getting the manager in. A lot of people, myself included, now think that now that it looks like Stuart Webber is coming to Ellen Road, I think if Webber comes, I think it'll be 99% certain that Daniel Farke will become our new coach. Apparently, Brendan Rodgers has been interviewed, and that they were really happy with him, but it's going to be harder to get that appointment done. Daniel Farke has also impressed them in the early stages of interviews for the job. So for me, if Webber comes in, it'll be Daniel Farke that follows him, and they'll have that Norwich City link up, hopefully. It can be a good relationship that can help Leeds United move forward in the Championship to hopefully get us back promoted at the first time of asking. So then let's speak about some outgoings. Firstly, Marc Roca, who looks set to leave Leeds United to go back to Spain to join La Liga side Real Betis. We all thought that it would be a permanent move, but it looks like it's going to be a loan to buy, where Betis are going to pay his whole salary. Obviously at the end of the upcoming season, they will have an obligation to buy him on a permanent transfer. Not really too bothered to see the back of Marc Roca. I think he had great potential when he came in. Obviously, he had good pedigree being at Espanyol, and then obviously he went to Bayern Munich, where it didn't quite work out for him as well as it would have hoped. But he came in at Leeds United. I thought, his passing ability, I thought his technical ability was very good. But obviously, he was hampered by the fact that we've had 4 different managers this season, 4 different voices, 4 different systems, and it just massively put him out of form. I feel like he massively tailed off towards the end of the season as well. And I won't be too um, disheartened to see him leave Leeds United this summer, in all honesty. Um, Another one is obviously Tyler Adams as well, who is attracting interest from the Premier League, main club being Nottingham Forest, who see him as the perfect profile of midfielder that they would like to get in this summer. Be interesting to see if Forest sign about 300 players again in this window, but Tyler Adams is apparently one that they are targeting. For me, Tyler Adams is probably the main player that I would try and keep at Ellen Road. I don't think we're going to be able to do that, though. He has got a release clause of £30 million. So whether it's Villa, whether it's Forest, who have been rumoured to be interested, they'll need to pay that fee in order to activate that relegation clause that was in his contract. Hopefully, we can keep hold of him, but I must admit, I don't see that happening. Um, and yeah, look, as I say, guys, the transfer window opens tomorrow. So I think over the next few days, you'll get a lot more clarity on who stays and who goes. Obviously, there's the likes of Rodrigo being linked with a move, Cox being linked with a move. Then there's Roca, there's Adams, there's Somerville, even Nonto and such. Sinistera could leave as well. I think Harrison as well. There's a load of names that will probably leave Leeds United this summer, and I feel like over the next few weeks now, we will definitely get a lot more clarity on the situation. But I think it's all set to be a very interesting an exciting summer at Ellen Road. New director of football, new manager, players leaving, players coming in, and hopefully it can kickstart a promotion push in the Championship this season. And that is all that I have got for you on today's instalment of Bite Size Leeds. I really hope that you've all enjoyed it. If you have, please smash that like button. It'll really help me out and get the video out there. Please subscribe if you're brand new to the channel as well. Let's get me to 3,000 as soon as possible. Hit that notification bell, and of course, get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And I will see you in the next upload, people. Thank you.